Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. It is finally Friday, and it really is Friday today. It is February the 7th, 2025. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. So, fake Rafe, Arnold, awful Arnold, Jada's blowing him up. You know, she's wanting to know what the hell? What's going on? He's saying sorry Toots and throwing the phone aside. But when EJ calls, of course he answers the phone because he is his cash cow. He is his money. And EJ's telling him, you know, what a good job he did, yada, yada, yada. And he tells him now he needs to move in and take that commissioner position so he can put him back as district attorney. So as soon as he gets off the phone with him, somebody's beating at his door, and it's Paulina, and she's wanting to know who his sources were that gave him all this dirt on Jada. And he said, oh, look, he said, I would have done anything if I didn't find all that. You know, I'm heartbroken over here. She's not the woman I thought she knew. I had to do what was right by the law. And she's like, oh, I understand. You can see her slowly coming over to Rafe's side and kind of leaving Jada on the wayside. And she's like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of heat over Jada. I need to get somebody else in that position. I really can't put Sean in front of it. Last time that didn't work out. He was drinking. And he's like me. And she's like, you want the job? And she thought about it, and she said, okay, you got it. You're hired. Brady runs into Patch at the hospital. He's there to pick up Sweetness. And Brady's there with little psycho daughter seeing a doctor. Of course, we don't see Rachel seeing a doctor. And he tells him how, you know, Ava just broke up with him, just left him, and sent him in a text that she was going to Hong Kong, and that's it. And he's like, huh, I just talked to Joey. He didn't mention it. So he calls Joey up, and sure enough, they have not seen Ava. Now, back at the DeMare mansion, what is her name? Belle and EJ come out of their hibernating, and she's going to get out of there. They're going to go downstairs and have some breakfast, and that's going to be great. So there they are finishing up. They keep pretending all this about how Sammy's going to come in. But who does walk in when she's trying to eat her little donut? Jada. And she's like, oh, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, I came by to check on my nephew, Johnny. And she's like, well, I want to see EJ. You know where he is? And she's like, no, I don't. But EJ's in the basement serving up a pretty yummy looking breakfast to Rafe. So Rafe is going to... He's telling Rafe of all of his plans. I guess they're going to get Dr. Roth to give him something poisonous. Meanwhile, what's her name? Kristin is trying to get Rachel's backpack together, and a beep goes off, and she finds Ava's phone and the text that Brady just sent her from just around the corner in her living room. So she tells Brady that she's got a headache. Can she take Rachel to school? And she heads out over to wherever that is that her mother is living at. And she busts in, and as you just seen by a previous clip there, she finds Ava, and she starts to untie her. But earlier, Ava's trying to talk her mother, Kristin's mother, into just letting her go to Hong Kong, and she promises her she'll never hear from her again, and she's not going to tell on her or get her into any trouble. But she's like, oh, I can't take that chance. But Kristin finds her, and Ava's telling her everything that's happened, but still Kristin has not untied her yet. She did take the gag out of her mouth, but she has not untied her. So she's sitting there, and she said, no, Rachel didn't do this alone. And then she hears someone say, Kristin, darling, is that you? And that's her mother standing behind her. And Kristin turns around and says, Mother, or Mom, or something. And that's how it went off today. That's a wrap.